Fear is the best motivator.
When Mexico sends its people,
they're invading, they're murdering, they're raping.
There is now a white fear industrial complex.
Mexican criminals.
Chaos in the streets.
Tapping into white grievance and anxiety, and then exploiting and creating more and more of it.
This is strategic racism.
And when you're scared, you fight back.
Get the hell out of my neighborhood!
This was a trailer for a documentary that I came across from Professor Eddie Claude, who is one of the most intelligent people I've ever listened to. This is why we're here. This is the only reason we're here as a country. A chunk of America is stuck in 1776, where the white man ruled everything, where they told women that they had to stay at home and be barefoot and make them babies, where black people had to be whipped if they didn't do what they told them to do, where black people's children were passed out in people's wills like property, where we just told Native Americans, get in line with our white version of Christianity or we're going to murder you. Hey, Hawaii, give me your damn land. We're the white man. Fast forward to 2026, 2025. We're just going to go kidnap your president from Venezuela. Oh, we're just going to go bomb Iran multiple times because we're the white man. Hey, Greenland, you better give us your land or we're going to invade it. Hey, NATO, you better come and help us with the war that we started because the white man told you. Hey, Canada, you better be the 51st state because I'm the white man. That's what this is. We have normalized this white supremacy, white male patriarchy in our country. Go look at all the movies on AMC. What do you see? White, white, white. Oh, look, there's a black waiter. Oh, look, there's a black maid serving the white man. The movies from the 80s and 90s, what do you see? How are the young black men portrayed? Gold teeth, gangsters, guns, murdering white people. Again and again and again. When Hattie McDonald won her Oscar 75 years ago, they had to get special permission to let her into a whites-only hotel. And she had to sit at a segregated table. She couldn't even sit in the goddamn table with the people that she was in the movie with. Even when she died, she wanted to be buried in the Hollywood cemetery with the other actors. They said, nope, sorry, you're black. You have to go over there. Even after she was effing dead. And then in 2024, 77 million people saw two people on a presidential ballot. We got a man that rapes women, that owes a woman $80 million for sexually abusing her, a man who was best friends with the most prolific child molester in the history of our country, who was sued by a 13-year-old for raping her, who joked about going into 15-year-old girls' locker rooms and watching them naked, who was a felon, who asked for the execution of 5 black men, who didn't even rent to black people. And to kick it all off, not only did he cheat on his wife with a porn star, but he caused an insurrection because he didn't lie. Officers died after January 6th. And 77 million of you accepted all of that because he was a white man. That's why we're here. This isn't complicated. The news, the media, the bro podcasters that smell each other's jock straps and just interview Democrats. You're all complicit in this shit. You are. This is why we're here. There is a chunk of this country that is petrified of white people not being at the head of the table just because they were born to look like me, and that's bullshit. You got Ted Cruz making racial memes about jihadist Mamdani. You got Andy Ogles posting pictures of 9/11 when Zoran is running. You got JD Vance saying that the house is going to smell like curry if Harris wins. You have the young Republicans in Florida calling their group chat the Nazi group chat, using the N-word over 300 times. In New York, the young Republicans up in New York, another group chat saying the N-word hundreds and hundreds of times. Right? They're eating the cats and dogs. Ooh, the Somalian fraud. The brown people from Mexico were invading the sane asylums, taking away the history of slavery. That's what this is about. I can spend the next 3 hours giving examples. That's why we're here, and that's why they voted for him. What's the number one thing you hear from MAGA? Well, I just want them here legally. Bitch, please. You voted for a fucking rapist and a man that is a convicted felon who caused an insurrection on the United States Congress. That's okay because he's white. But the brown person who's been here for 40 years, that does the job that white people are too lazy to do, yep, he's the problem with America. That's why I voted for Trump, the rapist, the felon, the pedophile. It's because he was white. And ironically, that's how this country started, right? White people were too lazy to do jobs, so they stole black people from Africa and let them starve to death and die of disease on ships, and they just threw them into the ocean like trash. Because that's how we've treated everybody that's not white in this country, like trash, and it's bullshit. I've had enough of it. This shit has to stop. This was never about the price of eggs or gas. This was part of this country couldn't stomach a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their damn cotton. They wanted the outside to look like the inside of the White House. That's it. And they went back to what they know, the plantation owner, traditional family, white values. They were never, ever going to vote for the black woman. Oh, she slept her way to the top. Oh, I don't like your smile. Oh, her laugh. Oh, her cackle. Tell me you're a misogynistic pig without telling me. She was black and a woman. She had a double whammy. Yeah, Joe Biden crapped on her and should have given her a longer runway to run. I get it, but that's not why she didn't win. 77 million people still voted for a rapist. That's disgusting. It's disgraceful. 250 years into this experiment, and we still haven't had a woman president. Gee, I wonder why that is. Because people want to maintain the white male patriarchy. The SAVE Act, it's maintaining the white male patriarchy. There's no voter fraud. It's all a bullshit lie to scare his stupid ass white base that non-white people are taking over their country, that they're eating your dogs and cats. Oh no, they're praying in the streets. Oh no, I would rather have a neighbor be a Muslim praying in the streets than have a white man in the White House that rapes women. But hey, that's just me. When are we going to admit that's what this is? It is fear of a white minority, because white people are afraid of the shitty way that they've treated black people since 1619, that somehow, some way, that's going to come back to them. They're afraid that their privilege is going away. And the hard truth is, we're here because even people that aren't racist, you're hiding in your privilege right now. Because that's what white people have done for 400 years, is sit in our damn privilege. While black people got treated like absolute shit. We sat by during lynchings. Didn't affect me. Slavery. Didn't affect me. Jim Crow. Didn't affect me. Asians in internment camps. Didn't affect me. I don't care. Whatever. Gun violence doesn't affect me. That silence is exactly why we're here. Because it didn't affect us and we didn't give a shit. So what's going to happen is that a lot of you white people out there that aren't doing what I'm doing and using your privilege for the right reason, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of either your racism or your white privilege passivity. Because if you're not even going to post on social media like I am, because Uncle Bob might be upset, ooh, I don't do politics, that is the very fucking definition of white privilege. You have the privilege of ignoring it. Officers that are off duty in Indianapolis right now are being pulled over because they don't look white by ICE. They're being racially profiled. But hey, doesn't affect you. You don't do politics. We have people in concentration camps eating moldy food and food with worms in it and dirty water. Women are losing their pregnancies. Multiple people have lost their lives. But hey, doesn't affect me. And how many of you, out of all the shit I just mentioned, didn't do a damn thing, but somehow gas prices at the pump just set you off? That was just a bridge too far. That is the problem with this country. That you give a shit more about the price of a fucking gallon of gas than people being treated like garbage in this country. You can stay on the white side of history or you can be on the right side of history. But I'll tell you this, change only happens through discomfort. Black people and everyone that doesn't look like me haven't had the luxury of just not being political. It's time you shoved your privilege up your ass or you used it. You don't think I've lost friends and family from this? I don't give a shit because I'm on the right side of history. I want to look back and I want my grandkids to look back and say, what did Grandpa do? You know what? Whatever happened, he stood on business regardless, and he said, be damned the consequences. And until white people start doing that look like me, ain't nothing going to change in this country. Are you going to sit in your privilege and watch it burn to the ground? Peter Parker's uncle, I'll leave you with this. With great power comes great responsibility. Whether you like it or not, you have privilege. Are you going to use it, hide behind it? Or are you going to use it to stand up for the people that need your help? Have a white day.